appreciate your time. Thanks for taking the time out to talk to us.
Yeah, of course.
There's a lot going on at the moment with you guys. You've got the new song out, of the remix EP's coming out, the video game, and then you've got the Now That's What I Call Music compilation track on there as
Right.
well. Busy times for you at the moment. So out of all those, what are you the most excited about?
I mean, we were really excited for the remix stuff just because it was cool to do something collaborative, but almost for us like hands off in a way. It was like, here, take our song, and we basically with those three artists, which were Great Good Fine OK, Small Pools, and Paris, and we had sent the idea around to some other artists too, but that was kind of like who seemed excited about it, and it was cool to just like be like, hey, do whatever your band's version of this song would be. And then it was just interesting to hear the production choices and just the way that they kind of reimagined the songs. I've never done that before for any project, so it was exciting for me for sure.
Yeah, any surprises from the tracks you got back? Anything that really kind of was like, wow?
I mean, I think the Paris one that came out most recently definitely took the song for more of a left turn than the other two, but that was almost to be expected because there's such a different type of. I mean, you know, we all live in the indie rock pop space, I guess, in some capacity, but you know, they really. I was like hoping. I was like, I hope they make it like dark and like weird, and they did. So I was like, yes.
Happy fan then. Okay, I mean, you've been around as a band since 2018. Could you just tell us kind of how you got together, or kind of what the story is?
Yeah. So basically, John, Steven, and I had known each other from our previous bands that we played in. They played in a band called the Somerset, and I was playing for a band called the Ready Set for quite a long time. And we just knew each other from being on the same shows and running into each other, and then we all ended up hanging out in Los Angeles. We all ended up moving here when we got a bit older, and we just it was that thing where like we could have easily just been like, oh, let's work together, and then just never did it. And it was like we just, for whatever reason, we did, and it clicked. And I think the first song that we wrote became our first single. So it was just sort of an organic, natural thing, like the way, you know, there wasn't even a plan to start a band until we had already written a bunch of songs.
Okay, so it's been quite a meteoric rise, and I mean, obviously, like I said, you've got a busy few months ahead of you. I mean, what was your kind of ambition when you kind of first started? Did you have a kind of plan, or was it just let's do some songs and see how it goes?
I think the plan sort of came after the songs.
Right.
So after we had recorded, like, because at first I think we were like, well, maybe this is like a cool side project that we just put out and not really like something we would tour on, and something that if people knew John and Steven from their band, or they knew me from other stuff, they would think it was cool that we made something together.
Yeah.
And we thought it was cool. And then John was driving home from one of the sessions. I think it was after we wrote the song Sunglasses on the first EP. John was driving driving home, and he was like, this is so cool. Like, do you want to just be in this band and like do it? And I was like, sure. And then 2 weeks later, I was sitting on the hood of a car making a music video, driving like 40 miles per hour, or 30, 40 miles per hour, which is really fast to be sitting on the hood of a car. And I was just thinking to myself, I was like, oh man, what am I getting myself into?
So it's all gone well from there, though. So let's talk onto the video game then. Are you a big video game fan?
I'm a big video game fan, mostly Nintendo Switch lately. But I'm like almost like a diehard Nintendo connoisseur. But I enjoy other games as well. I mean, everyone likes playing Grand Theft Auto, and
I was going to ask who's the big gamer in the band.
Probably it would be between. I mean, we all. Probably me, I guess. John actually recently got into playing Overwatch,
Yeah,
which is like more of a sport, like a competitive game.
yeah,
Um, and he seems to be enjoying that. I think over the quarantine, the intensive quarantine period,
yeah,
a lot of people's inner gamers like came out. It's
yeah,
like,
definitely. I was going to ask what's your kind of go-to game, but you said obviously you're a big Nintendo connoisseur.
yeah, I mean, Smash Bros, Mario Kart, like, I'll get into like I've played Fortnite a little bit. My thing with like those games is like it's like so competitive that it almost like it makes me like anxious.
Yeah, yeah. I was going to say, who's the competitive one in
And
the band then?
who's the competitive one? Oh, definitely John.
Yeah,
I mean, John and Steven are both pretty competitive in the best way, but I actually recently I got into VR stuff as well.
yeah,
I
yeah,
bought the Oculus Quest 2, and I've been enjoying sort of playing around with it. I feel like it's still kind of early
yeah.
stages for VR, but I've been enjoying it.
Okay. I mean, what can you tell us about this video game that you guys are involved in?
So it was a company called uh, Wayward Games, I believe, and we I don't know. It was something. It was something our marketing manager at our label. I think maybe I had mentioned to him. Like I was like, it'd be so cool to make a video game. And I think we were talking about there used to be this game in like the early 2000s called the emo game. I don't know if you remember it at all, but it
Okay.
was basically like a 2-bit game where you could play as like Dashboard Confessional or Alkaline
Oh,
Trio, and it was like a side-scrolling, just like a silly little game, but. Um, and he was like, "Well, I know this company that does games, and we worked kind of with them for I think like 3 or 4 months, sort of trying to figure out a concept that would work around our music video for Slow
yeah,
Heart, and we came up with the car thing, and you collect the hearts, and it's a really simple game, but
yeah.
it's like almost like a bucket list thing for me. Like I never thought I would be turned into a video game character that I could run myself over. Um, so
I
that
don't
was
think many
cool,
people would.
right? So I was like, awesome, let's do it. So that was pretty much it, and I think it was just like a fun thing, especially because that was even before shows were happening again anywhere. It was a cool thing, a cool way to interact with fans, and
Yeah.
and actually it's funny, like fans like were playing the game so much that they found like glitches in it that
Right. Okay.
we didn't even know about. Like the car would just fly off the tracks and just like soar
Oh,
into the
wow.
air. I was like, it reminds me of like old like N64 glitches
Yeah.
where you like walk into the wall or something. But yeah, it was a fun thing to do and a unique thing to do, and I hope I'd like to do more stuff like that.
Okay. I mean, you mentioned it being a bucket list thing. Collectively, as a band, you've written and produced a lot of different artists, like All Time Lows, Set It Off, Lindsay
Mhm.
Sterling. Um, in terms of bucket list, who would your ultimate collaboration be with?
Hmm. Um, I think for me, I mean, Blink 182 has to be in there just because that's it was such a big part of my musical upbringing in rock and roll. Um, Elvis Costello would be up there.
Okay.
I think for for Steven, I think he would say the 1975
Yeah.
maybe. Uh, John would probably say Foster the People.
Okay.
So I'm just to answer on their behalf.
Okay. And that kind of leads into the track on the Now That's What I Call Music compilation. I mean, are you aware of kind of the history of the compilation and the importance of it?
I remember watching the commercials
Yeah.
when I was a kid. Like it would like I don't know, there would be one like every year, like
Yeah.
especially like back when I had cable TV and you would
Yeah.
see all these like late night commercials. I remember always seeing the Now compilation, so it was definitely something that I was familiar with growing up,
Yeah.
and that was definitely a cool thing that they wanted to include the song for
I was,
sure.
I was going to ask. I mean, as an artist and as a music fan, how does it feel to be asked to be on something like that, which is quite a quite an important part of music history across all
Right.
genres of music, not just kind of
Yeah,
hip
no,
hop.
it was an honor for sure, and I don't know what we did for them to think that we were cool enough to be on it, but
You've got your
but
own video game. What are you talking about?
yeah, no, yeah, it was. I mean, it's super rad. It was like almost like a surreal thing, and that, even I don't know, I haven't actually bought a copy yet, but I've been meaning to go to Target or wherever they're still selling CDs, just so I could pick one up.
Definitely. Who else is on it? I know Justin Bieber's on it. Do you know who else is on it?
Glass Animals is on it, the with Heat Waves,
Right.
which you guys are experiencing right now.
Yeah. Yep.
Uh, but yeah, no, there's some cool artists on it, and it's almost like weird for us to be like sandwiched in with them, but it's really flattering and humbling.
Okay. In terms of kind of, like you said, we've got the single and the remix EP out. What about new music? Is there anything in the pipeline?
We have a lot of new music we've been working on over the past year. I mean, some of the singles that came out were stuff that we had over the last year since the EP were stuff we had written prior to the lockdown, and stuff we had kind of just been saving up for writing on tour or things like that. And then we wrote a lot of music remotely over Zoom
Okay.
when we weren't able to work together in person, and then we took a trip up to Big Bear, which is like a mountain outside of LA, and we got a cabin. We wrote a bunch of songs there. So
Okay.
I mean, right now I think we probably have somewhere between 20 and 30 songs that
Yeah.
are in demo stages, or some of them are completely finished. And the goal is to kind of start planning for the next EP slash album, however we're gonna do it. I'd like to do an album, and like a long one, like a 20-song album or something.
Okay.
I don't know if that's gonna be allowed, but I'm gonna try.
Okay. What about touring? Is there anything in the pipeline?
I think before we start planning tours, we want to have a new release out. We were touring on the same EP and two singles for like 2 years,
Right.
which is crazy and awesome, and it's awesome that people wanted to see us and that people wanted to bring us out on the road. But I think, and it was actually, we were on tour when the pandemic hit. We were out with Fits and the Tantrums, and after that we were planning on taking a break from touring anyway, because
Okay.
we really wanted to really get the new music right, and focus on that. So I think touring at this point, aside from a few shows and some festivals around the US, right now it's looking like 2022 probably.
Right. I was going to ask. I mean, you've said there that obviously you're going to take a break when lockdown happened. Anyway, did your plans change at all?
Um, did our plans change when lockdown happened?
Yeah. Did anything? Was there anything kind of got kicked to the curb, or was it all? We're going to take
Oh,
a break anyway.
no, there were a few shows that got canceled. We didn't really miss out on any full tours or anything. The last two shows of of a tour we were on got canceled. It didn't really affect our schedule all that much.
Right.
Obviously, I think like it affected our, how quickly we were able to get new music together.
Yeah.
Just being apart from each other. But I think the stuff that we did do during that time is really cool and different. Honestly, I think we made different music than we would have.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I don't know. I think everything's pretty much on course for us. Sorry, my dog is an attention whore.
So my cat is. I can see him hovering around, and I'm dreading him just flying at the screen, which he usually does. One of the other things I read about is you've composed a lot of music for a lot of major companies, Apple and people like that. On that note, are there any kind of TV or radio jingles that really make you want to put your foot through the TV screen when you hear them?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I've done a lot of jingles.
Yeah.
So pretty much anything, if I hear anything that I've done. Like I did a jingle for Sleepy's, the
Right.
match company,
Yeah, yeah.
and that kind of made me want to put my foot through the TV.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't. It's weird. I think a lot of ads and stuff now are like using like cool music, like
Oh,
regular,
okay.
you know, um, like bands and stuff. So whenever I hear like a friend of mine in a commercial or something, like a band we're friends with, um, and I hear them in a commercial, I'm like, hell yeah, because I know they got paid for that.
Yeah, definitely. Is there anything you think you'd be kind of suited to, or the band music could be suited to? Any products that you'd like to endorse or advertise?
What do you mean? Sorry, like
Or some of the adverts where you'd like to see, or any products where
oh,
you'd like to see your music used?
yeah. I mean, I think I think as long as it's something that is something we like, we would be down for them to use it. I think "Good" was used in like a bank commercial or something.
Right.
That was
Okay.
a weird one. And our songs have been in some TV shows and things like that. Um, and it's always cool, like or sports games. Like I don't really follow sports, but sometimes our songs will play during baseball games or football games and things like that. And I'll get more texts about that than I will from my friends and my family and stuff than I will from us putting out a new song.
Really?
Yeah, for sure.
Wow. Okay. Just to finish, then we like to do a random question just out of thin air. Now you got
Sure.
one of the more weird ones. Um, if you could shoot one condiment from your belly button, which would you pick and why?
Choose one condiment from my belly
To
button.
shoot from your belly button, yeah.
To shoot from my belly button. I see. Oh man. Um. uh. Let's see. I'm gonna go with buffalo sauce.
Okay. Just a particular reason why.
I don't know. It just seemed the most exciting. It's a little spicy, and
You can make a mess with it.
you can mess with it. Yeah, seemed exciting.
Okay, perfect. Like I said, that's pretty much it covered then. I mean, like I said, you've got a busy few months coming up. We've got a lot going on. Um, what else do you have lined up then for the rest of the year in 22? Is there anything kind of in concrete that you?
Um, yeah, I mean, for us, we're always working on other music outside of the band. We're always working on new music for TwinXL,
Yeah,
and right now we're just trying to really hone in the demos that we have from over the last year and try to put together a fantastic body of work.
perfect. Well, hopefully we'll get to see you at some point in the UK in 2022.
I hope so too. I'd love to
Perfect.
play over there.
Excellent. Well, yeah, good luck with the EP and obviously the video and the single and everything. And yeah, I look forward to catching up in the UK. And thank you for your time.
Thank you, man. I
No
appreciate
worries.
it.
Take care.
Care.